Hello, everyone, and really, really lovely to have you back. I am so excited to have with me today Anuj. Anuj is a professor of Vedic astrology. Um, he did amazing work for many people, and he reads so many charts. And he's here today to actually give us just very simple but yet effective empowerment tips that everybody can use and really feel from within that energy just rises. Especially his method is so amazing because it's to do with breathing, and we all need to breathe. So before I actually give it to Anush to start sharing with us, as you already know, my name is Hayet. I am an accredited and certified holistic therapist, a member of the British Alliance of Healing Association. And I've started this YouTube channel to actually give you some nuggets, some really, really important tips that will help you if you're feeling low, or if you want to actually just sit there and have a bit of space to breathe and just connect with yourself. So, Anuj, how are you today? I would love to hear a bit more about you, and maybe you can share with us also, how did you get into astrology?
Hi, Hayat, and hello, everybody. Thank you, Hayat, for having me here with you. Well, coming from India, I think nobody who has lived in India for a sizable time can escape from the effect of the various mystical sciences, astrology, and all these things. You're bound to come across them in your neighborhood, or people in your temples, people talking about it, and all our culture and everything is woven with this, with the planetary placements, because all festivals are connected with the lunar phases, along with other yogas and things, and the days of the week. Marriages are performed after matching the horoscope. That's the synastry, so that they can get they can avoid as best as possible, and for their
Thank
spiritual upliftment mostly than their physical. So everything is woven around astrology, and that's how I got in touch with it. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Anuj. So, what tips would you give to somebody who's actually wanting to reach out to an astrologer? I know that you mentioned before that astrologers are not there to actually expect anything from others. What about others? Are others supposed to expect anything? Do they bring anything in return? I would love for you to just give us a little bit of highlight.
Look, anybody who has tried to study astrology, or let's say tried to study life in general, should understand, if so far not understood, that things that we plan is not what happens. We plan the best, and events unfold, and then we react or manage, or do damage recovery or rejoice, and then be happy. So that's how it happens. So life is very complex, and it is being made more complex from infinite inputs in everyone's life, or on every moment, on every happening, because individually we are being subject to many forces: political, economic, our family, our own exigencies, contingencies. So everything is changing. It's very complex. Somebody who understands astrology would understand it requires a lot of hard work, a lot of studies and sacrifices, and mathematical prowess, and being articulate and all that. I'll make that very concise further down, how the sages in India have described it. But in terms of labor, like I have been practicing and studying astrology from 15 years continuously. Before that, I have already been exposed to all this because of being from India. So it takes a whole upbringing in that kind of atmosphere. Though I have a scientific acumen, so I kept on challenging everything. And then when I finally started studying astrology, I saw, okay, this is happening in front of my eyes. And I could no longer refute it. It's like taste of mango. Once you've had it, nobody can say it was bitter.
And it
Nobody
was
will
your
do it.
destiny. And you can say it's your destiny as well
It
to
is, it
actually
is,
be
it is.
there to help others. Yes.
Yes. So
So
once you put in that
when
much
I
of
come,
labor,
okay, so when I come to an
sorry, once you
astrologer,
put in, Yeah.
Go on.
Once you put in that much of labor, you don't have time for a practicing astrologer who is sustaining on that, not a person like me, because I have other things from which I get my bread, and I do that. I have started doing this because it's my passion. But people who are practicing astrologers, and good ones, are not so good. So how would they sustain themselves? Because they have to study. If they don't, they are not going to be good ones. And if they study, they don't have time for other things to do. It's more complex than being a doctor, being an advocate. And I say that with a pinch of salt. I mean, it's debatable. Okay, and sorry, no offense here. But it is more complicated, and my guru called it supra science, and I truly believe it's supra science, but it actually encompasses the entire life and complexities, and that's how we call that. It's probabilistic mathematics or science, however you are comfortable calling it. So once you do that, you are supposed to pay something. He's supposed to eat something and sustain himself and live a respectable life with his family and everything. How does he do that if you don't pay him? Okay, so that's one. First of all, the astrologer has a rule, by a divine rule. A Vedic astrologer is a divine rule. Everybody doesn't follow. We cannot follow in this modern life, but they are not supposed to ask money or expect anything when someone approaches them for consultation or their advice. That's a rule for a jyotishi, or an astrologer. Now, with this rule, how is he supposed to sustain himself? So there's another rule that everybody should know. If you are going to consult an astrologer, immaterial whether you are rich or poor or medium class, middle class, you take something. You don't go empty-handed. That's the word. You don't go to an astrologer for your question empty-handed. So if you're a poor, you can take a handful of rice. That's definitely there in your house, right? And he is not expecting anything from you. So he is giving you the same advice.
Anyways, so I think everybody got the point now. But what I would like to add on that is actually it's not just for astrology. It's an energy. This is an exchange, and even in holistic practices, if you actually do a healing, a long distance healing, or even in person healing, the person is supposed to give something in exchange for energy. So when I was actually studying and I was not allowed to take money, I would even get a hug when it wasn't Corona. Or somebody, actually, when I did help quite a lot of people, at the end of their 6 course, I do a course for 6 weeks or 6 treatments, they brought me a bunch of flowers. So this is their way of actually paying me as well to say thank you. So I understand regardless, because otherwise the other person, and this is divine rule as well, the other person does not benefit if there is no exchange of energy. So you have to give something towards what you're getting. It's give and take. It's a receive. This is how the cycle of life is. This is how the fountain of energy goes. But we're not here today to debate that or talk about that. So just to let you know, we're here to actually.
I'll just make one correction there. What you said, I'm
Okay.
completely hook, line, and sinker in line with you. But one correction there.
Okay.
When a person who does not give back comes for help to somebody, it's not that he will not benefit. He will benefit because that somebody is an expert. Like you go for an operation, even if you don't pay, he will heal you. So you will benefit. But you carry that karma baggage and you will pay him later. Okay, that you don't want to do. So if I am
that's
reading
an
your
Indian.
horoscope, you are getting the benefit because I'm reading it
Yes.
correctly for you. But you are carrying that karma to somehow pay me this life or whatever.
What I love about you, and as you just said, that how you wanted to correct one point, which I love you saying that. But the other thing is that's the mentality there in India and in the Vedic astrology. In the Western world, actually, no, you don't benefit. And meaning, even though you get the reading, even though it actually, you will not act upon it, you will not do the right thing. So you still don't benefit. Even though you have the healing, you will go home and you actually sabotage yourself. So that karmic that you talk about to pay him or her, it happens immediately in your life, even when you. So this is the Western way of looking at it. This is the way we actually understood it and kind of like carry it forward. So this is which, as I said, this is not about debating or anything. This is about you sharing with our amazing all
Whatever.
amazing listeners here, because You said you're not good. I know for a fact you are very good, because a lot of people that I actually forwarded to you, they said that you were spot on. And not only that, you, when you gave a presentation, you mentioned how a doctor will spend many years. So a person goes there, doesn't know what's wrong with them, but an Ayurvedic astrologer can just quickly, within kind of like few minutes, sort out and say, well, yes, maybe this is what's happening in your chart, and this is what's going to happen, and this and that. So you do the diagnosis much quicker, which is exactly how holistic healing, we scan the body and we say, okay, the energy there is not balanced, the energy there, which is amazing. So in a way, energy and astrology and everything that's in the world, they're really, really working together in harmony. So what do you have for us today to actually share with our listeners, something that will empower them? I know you mentioned a breathing technique. I would love to hear more about it.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many breathing techniques, but before any breathing techniques, let me give you a caution when we practice meditation and pranayama and breathing techniques. Okay.
Yeah.
Now there is a Sanskrit couplet. Okay, we call that a shloka. That is a two-line, a poetic meter couplet, which is easier to by heart or remember. So it goes as such: Yatha singo gajo vyagro bhaved vasya shanesh. Yatha singo gajo bhaved vasya shane shane tatha seto vayuranyatha anti sadhika. And this in Sanskrit, just like we go to train an elephant, a tiger, or a lion very slowly, smoothly, hour by hour, day by day, and it takes 5 years, 10 years to train them do what you want or perform the way you want in a circus or wherever. If you rush with them, with animals like this, huge, mighty animals like this, if you rush, they are going to harm you or maybe kill you. In the same way, treat your breath. When you are exercising, what is pranayama? Pranayama is exercise of breath, or learning how to control your breath, or channelizing and controlling and phasing your breath. So when you're doing pranayama or breathing exercises, you've got to remember you are training a beast as powerful as a tiger, a lion, or an elephant. Go slowly, go with love, go with tender, baby footsteps.
Yeah.
Don't exert, and learn what you're doing. Okay. And in the moment you feel uncomfortable or you're gasping for breath, you are overdoing it. Reduce.
Well, I'm sure you're going to demonstrate, right? So we're looking forward.
Yes. So that is one caution whenever you're doing pranayama. And there are many ways to increase your elevate your mood. One of them is Bhastrika pranayama. Okay. Now this is for somebody who's feeling low energy, low morale and things. It's for somebody who's feeling low. So it's also called bellows breath, okay, or Darth Vader breath. You would call that in the high-tech way, okay.
Heavy breathing.
Heavy breathing, yes. I mean, you can remember, Darth Vader, the way he, when he talks, he's standing there. So that's heavy breathing when you can hear his entire system reverberating. Okay, so that's Darth Vader breathing. Or bellow breath is in London and the UK, in the cold places, we all know fireplaces, and we all benefit from it. So a bellow is something that we use to blow the fire. Okay.
I think we need you to show us. Explain it. Nobody's going to really understand. So we need a demonstration, please.
I mean, this explanation is important because then they understand what it is like, And you just sit down, sit straight in Sukhasana. Sukhasana, that something that would make you feel comfortable sitting. You don't have to move. You don't have to change. Important is when you do that, you try not to move, okay, except breathing. Stop your movement. You're like a statue performing in Queen's Palace. Okay, so you don't move. Okay. Yes, and you try to move as less possible. So it's like, okay. And you breathe. It's a diaphragmatic breathing. You breathe with your diaphragm, so it's your stomach breathing, the way a child breathes. Okay, an infant child, if you remember, as mothers or as parents, the child, when it's lying down, you will see his stomach going up and down, not his chest. Okay, stomach. He's breathing his stomach. That's how naturally we are.
Yeah.
Okay? The moment we do that, okay, as we grow up, we go to this balance. But yeah, that's how naturally we are. So we breathe like that. Okay, do that 20 times. Do that 20 times.
I've
Wait.
noticed, Anuj, I noticed that you're actually only using your nose as well, which is really important to point out. So you don't breathe out from your mouth like a normal
No, you
breathing.
breathe out from your nose. Okay, you're not
Yes,
opening your
breathe
mouth.
in and
Breathing
out from
in
your
and
nose.
breathing out from your nose. It's a
Yeah,
bellows breath. It's like
yeah,
you have taken up the pillow and then you press
yes,
it so to
yes,
the air. So you're
yeah,
breathing out from your nose. Do that 20 times. Okay.
yeah.
Wait for 10 seconds. Breathe normally, naturally, deep breaths. Okay. Try to breathe always when you are stressed. When you are stressed with something that scares you or you're something, just sit down without moving. Start breathing from your stomach, because chest breathing is stress breathing. We do chest breathing at the time of things that we are doing which require energy. Okay. So when you're running, when you're fighting, when you're crapping, that is when you're in a toilet, because peeing and crapping are two different things. Peeing is a pleasurable exercise.
Let's focus
Crapping
on the
is about,
breathing. Thank you.
no, it is about breathing. It's
I
about
know.
breathing. Okay. I use the word in those. I could use the technical,
No, that's okay. So
but yeah,
what would be the
it
other one?
requires energy for the body to pass out the stool, the motions.
So what
Okay.
would be the other breath? So we've done that breath. What would be the next one that we do?
No, not the next one. Just repeat this
So,
one. Okay.
oh, okay.
Another
Okay.
time, another set. This time, repeat it. And after that, you will, once you do twice, you will see that your head is giddy. You will
Yes.
feel that elation. Okay. It is
Mhm.
giddy. Why? Because suddenly there's a rush of oxygen. Okay. Now, I also use this as the first step of pranayama when I take classes, when I teach people how to meditate, how to do breath control, and what we achieve, the philosophy behind it, and all those things, the mantras. Because mantra, like you said, is energy, sound energy. It vibrates everything inside us.
Mm.
So I teach them as the first step, because this not only energizes their brain, suddenly wakes them up. Okay, it also gives a lot of energy for the entire day to go by,
Of
and
course. Yeah.
it clears up the entire passage from Muladhara till here. It clears up because you're breathing. So if you're breathing like that and you are oozing something out from your nostrils, don't worry about it. It's all right. You're looking still beautiful. Just wipe it off. Right? Take a tissue, wipe it off. Don't stop that, and
Mm.
do it for 22 steps, and then just sit down. And if you want, you can carry it with that alternate breathing, which is called Nadi Shodhana,
Mm.
Anulom Vilom Pranayama. That is, you breathe in with your left nostril, you breathe out with your right, then you breathe with your right and breathe out with your left. Do that 20 times again, twice, and you'll find that you have attained the state of Zen.
Wow, that's so interesting. Thank you so much. I would love for everyone to comment, and after you try this amazing breathing, let me know how you get on, because I will be sharing Anuj Facebook page as well, where you can connect with him if you want a reading, because it's not just me that's saying that. I can assure you, many people that are actually connected with Anuj say that he is amazing. And being a professor of Vedic astrology, of course, you will be amazing. So again, please remember to subscribe, and I will be bringing you more amazing people that will share with you small, tiny nuggets that will help you throughout the day and that you can carry on using even for the rest of the week or for the rest of your life. So thank you so much, Anuj. It's been amazing having you with me today. And I look forward to us having another small video that we can share with people about a different, I don't know, breathing exercise or whatever it's going to be. So
Thank you.
would you like to say
Hat.
any? Okay.
Thank you, Hat, for having me here, and thank you, everybody, for bearing me so long. And I
Thank
hope
you.
next time when we meet, we learn something more, the next step in the pranayama, or maybe you can attend something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Remember, subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Yeah.